Hey everyone, welcome back to Fluentto, Everyday English for Real Life. I'm David.
And I'm Anna. It's so good to be here with you today.
Anna, I have to tell you something a little embarrassing.
Oh no, what happened?
So yesterday I was at a coffee shop, right? And I overheard two American friends talking at the table next to me.
Okay, and?
And I understood maybe 40% of what they said.
40%? David, you speak English every single day.
I know, that's the thing. I do speak English every day. But the way they were talking, it was fast, it was relaxed, it was full of words I had never heard in any textbook.
That is such a common experience, and honestly, it is not your fault at all.
It really felt like they were speaking a completely different language.
In a way, they kind of were, and that is exactly what we are diving into today.
Yes, today we are talking about how to sound more natural when you speak English.
This is one of the most requested topics from our community. So many of you have asked about this.
Because there's a real gap, right? There's the English you learn in a classroom and the English that real people actually use every day.
A huge gap, and today we are going to help you close it.
Let's start with the most important question. What does it even mean to sound natural in English?
Great place to start. Sounding natural does not mean speaking perfectly. It actually means the opposite.
Wait, really? The opposite of perfect?
Yes, when people speak naturally, they make tiny mistakes. They pause, they repeat themselves sometimes. They use short, simple words.
So the goal is not to sound like a textbook.
Exactly. The goal is to sound like a real human being having a real conversation.
That actually takes a lot of pressure off. I love that.
It should, because so many learners are trying so hard to be perfect that they actually sound more robotic instead.
Oh, that is such a good point. I've definitely done that. You are so focused on the grammar that you forget to actually communicate.
Right, and the person you are talking to does not care about your grammar. They just want to connect with you.
So, connection over perfection.
Always. That is the first big mindset shift we want you to make today.
Okay, so once we have that mindset, where do we actually start? What's the first practical thing people can do?
The first thing is to stop translating in your head.
Yes, this one is huge. A lot of learners think in their first language and then translate into English in real time.
And that process takes time, so by the time you figure out the translation, the conversation has already moved on.
It creates that awkward pause where you're just standing there with your mouth open.
We've all been there, but the solution is to start thinking in English directly.
And I know people always say that, but how do you actually do it?
You start small. You narrate your own life in English inside your head.
What do you mean by narrate?
Like when you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking in your language, you think, okay, I need to brush my teeth, I'm going to make coffee, it's a little cold today.
Oh, that is so simple but so effective.
It trains your brain to reach for English first, and over time it becomes automatic.
It's like building a new highway in your brain. At first, it's just a dirt road, but the more you use it, the smoother it gets.
I love that image, a brain highway. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we're thinking in English. What's the next thing?
The next thing is learning to use contractions naturally.
Contractions, like I am becomes I'm, do not becomes don't.
Exactly. And this sounds so simple, but it makes an enormous difference in how you sound.
Because when you say every word in full, it sounds very formal, very stiff.
Right. If you say, I do not know what you are talking about, it sounds like you're reading a legal document.
But if you say, I don't know what you're talking about, suddenly you sound like a real person.
Completely different energy. Same words, totally different feeling.
And native speakers use contractions almost 100% of the time in casual conversation.
Almost always, yes. The only time they drop contractions is when they want to emphasize something strongly.
Like if someone says, I am not going to do that, the full form adds emotion.
Perfect example. So full forms have a purpose, but in normal, everyday conversation, always use the contraction.
Got it. Contractions are your friend.
your very best friend. Now, before we go further, if you're finding this helpful so far, we would love it if you hit the like button right now.
Yes, it really helps more people find our channel and find these lessons.
And make sure you're subscribed to Fluentto so you never miss a new video. We upload every single day.
Every day, a new lesson every day. So hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell.
And we have a question for you in the comments today. Tell us, what is one English phrase you've heard that you did not understand at all?
Oh, that's going to be a fun comment section.
I can't wait to read those. Okay, let's keep going.
So we have thinking in English and using contractions. What's the third thing?
The third thing is learning filler words and natural pause phrases.
Oh yes, this is something learners almost never study, but native speakers use constantly.
All the time. Things like you know, I mean, like, actually, basically, right, kind of, sort of.
These little words are everywhere in natural English conversation.
They are, and they serve a purpose. They give your brain a second to think while your mouth keeps moving.
So instead of that awkward silence while you search for a word,
You say, well, it's kind of like, or you know what I mean? And it buys you time.
it keeps the conversation flowing instead of stopping completely.
And here's something important. Using these words does not make you sound less intelligent.
Right, some learners are afraid to use them because they think it sounds lazy or incorrect.
But it sounds natural. There's a big difference. Lazy is not finishing your sentences. Natural is filling the gaps the way real speakers do.
Okay, give me some examples of how to use these in a real sentence.
Sure, instead of saying, I think the movie was good, you might say, I mean, the movie was actually pretty good, you know?
See how much more relaxed that sounds?
Or instead of, I do not understand, you could say, I'm not sure I follow, to be honest.
That one feels so much more conversational. To be honest is such a natural phrase.
It is, and these phrases also make you sound more confident, which is the opposite of what people expect.
Because confidence in conversation is not about using big words, it's about sounding comfortable.
Exactly. Comfort is confidence. Now, let's talk about something that trips up so many learners.
What's that?
Linked speech, or what teachers sometimes call connected speech.
Oh, this is the one that made my coffee shop experience so confusing.
Probably, yes. So, linked speech is when words blend together when people speak fast.
Like, do you want to becomes do you wanna.
Yes, or going to becomes gonna, have to becomes have to.
These sounds are so different from how the words are written.
Completely different. And this is why reading English and listening to spoken English can feel like two different languages.
So how do learners start to understand this?
You have to train your ear before you train your mouth. Listen a lot to natural, unscripted English.
Like podcasts, YouTube videos, TV shows, where people are actually talking, not reading from a script.
Right, and at first, just focus on noticing the sounds. You don't have to understand every word.
You're just teaching your brain what natural English rhythm sounds like.
Exactly. And once your ear gets used to it, your mouth will start to copy it naturally.
Because we all learned our first language by listening first, right? Not by studying grammar first.
100%. Babies listen for years before they start producing sounds. We have to go back to that process.
So listen more than you speak in the beginning.
In the early stages, yes, listen as much as you possibly can. And when you do speak, don't be afraid to copy what you hear.
Copy the rhythm, copy the tone, copy the speed.
This is called shadowing, and it's one of the most powerful techniques for sounding natural.
How does shadowing work exactly?
You find a short clip, maybe 30 seconds, of a native speaker talking. You listen once, then you play it again and speak at the exact same time as the recording.
Like they're your shadow, following right behind them.
Right, you match their speed, their pauses, their rise and fall in tone, everything.
It feels a little strange at first.
Very strange, but it works incredibly fast because you're not just learning words, you're learning the physical feeling of speaking English naturally.
The muscles in your mouth actually have to learn new movements.
They do. English uses different mouth shapes and tongue positions than most other languages, so your mouth needs practice just like your brain does.
That's something nobody really talks about enough.
It's so overlooked, and it explains why even people who know a lot of vocabulary still sound a little stiff when they speak.
Because the knowledge is in their head, but the muscle memory isn't there yet.
Exactly. The brain knows it, but the body hasn't learned it yet, and that gap closes with practice. Okay, let's talk about vocabulary now, because sounding natural is also about the words you choose.
Right. Textbook English tends to use very formal vocabulary, but everyday English prefers simpler, shorter words.
For example, instead of saying, "I would like to request your assistance," a natural speaker would just say, "Can you help me?"
Same meaning, completely different register.
And register is just a fancy word for the level of formality in your language.
So formal register for emails to your boss, informal register for talking to a friend at a coffee shop.
Exactly. And most learners only practice the formal register because that is what textbooks teach.
So they end up sounding overly polite or even a little cold in casual situations.
Yes, when you say, "I do not think that is a particularly good idea," to a friend, it sounds strange.
Like you're about to fire them from a job.
Exactly. But if you say, "I'm not sure about that, honestly," it sounds warm and real.
So the tip here is to simplify your vocabulary in casual conversation.
Simplify and shorten. Short sentences, common words, real reactions.
What do you mean by real reactions?
Things like, "Oh wow, really? No way. That's crazy." I know, right? Totally, for sure.
These little reaction words are such a big part of sounding natural.
Huge, because when someone tells you something and you just say, "Yes, that is interesting," it sounds like you're not really listening.
But if you say, "Oh wow, seriously?" they feel heard. They feel like you were actually in the conversation with them.
And that's what natural communication is really about, making the other person feel the connection.
So reactions are not just decoration, they're actually doing real work in the conversation.
Very real work. Practice them, use them. They will transform how people experience talking to you.
Okay, I want to talk about one more thing before we get to our practice dialogue.
What is that?
The fear of making mistakes, because I think this is the number one thing that stops people from sounding natural.
Oh, 100%. Fear is the biggest blocker.
When you're scared of making a mistake, you speak slowly, you choose safe, simple words, you avoid the conversation altogether sometimes.
And all of that actually makes you sound less natural. Fear produces the very thing you're trying to avoid.
So the solution is to make more mistakes on purpose.
Yes. Give yourself permission to mess up. Give yourself permission to sound imperfect.
Because every mistake is actually teaching your brain something.
Every single one. Native speakers make mistakes too. They correct themselves mid-sentence all the time.
They say things like, I was going to the store when...
Exactly. That self-correction sounds completely natural. It does not sound like a mistake.
So when you correct yourself in English, don't freeze and apologize. Just fix it and keep going.
Keep the momentum. That's what natural speakers do. They never stop the whole conversation to address one error.
They just flow right through it.
Flow is the perfect word. Natural English has a flow, and you build that flow by speaking more, not by speaking less.
The more you speak, the more natural you become. There's no shortcut.
There really isn't, but the good news is every single conversation counts, even a 2-minute chat with a stranger at a bus stop.
Small conversations are training for big ones.
Always. Okay, I think it's time for our practice dialogue. Are you ready?
Born ready.
Okay, in this scene, David just got back from a trip to the United States. I'm going to ask him about it. We are going to use as many of today's natural phrases as possible.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Oh, hey, you're back. How was the trip?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
No way. Tell me everything. Where did you go first?
So we landed in New York, right? And I kind of just wanted to walk around and take it all in, you know?
Yeah, totally. New York is a lot to take in.
It really is. And I mean, everyone kept talking so fast. I was like, wait, can you slow down? But I didn't actually say that out loud.
Oh, come on, you should have said it. People are usually really nice about it.
I know, but honestly, after a couple of days, my ear just kind of adjusted, you know what I mean?
That's how it works. Your brain just needs a little time to tune in.
Exactly. And by the end of the trip, I was actually catching most of what people were saying. It felt so good.
That's amazing. See, that's real progress right there.
For sure. I mean, I still made mistakes. I said the wrong word a bunch of times, but nobody cared, honestly.
Because they just wanted to connect with you, that's all.
Exactly. And that's kind of the biggest lesson I took from the whole trip, you know?
And scene. That was so natural.
Did you notice all the phrases we used? Kind of, you know, to be honest, honestly, for sure, I mean, like, right, actually.
All woven into completely normal sentences. Nothing forced, nothing unnatural.
That is what we want for all of you, that easy, relaxed flow.
Before we wrap up, let's do a quick summary of everything we covered today.
Number 1, shift your mindset. Connection over perfection.
Number 2, stop translating. Start thinking directly in English.
Number 3, use contractions in every casual conversation.
Number 4, learn your filler words and natural pause phrases.
Number 5, train your ear with real, unscripted English content.
Number 6, try shadowing to build your physical speaking muscle memory.
Number 7, simplify your vocabulary, short words, real reactions.
And number 8, make more mistakes. Flow right through them, keep going.
Those 8 steps will genuinely change how you sound in English.
Not overnight, but consistently, day by day, you'll hear the difference.
And so will everyone around you.
We really hope today's episode gave you something useful and something you can use starting today.
If it did, please subscribe to Fluentto, like this video, and share it with one friend who's learning English.
And leave us your answer in the comments. What is one English phrase you heard and had no idea what it meant?
We're going to be reading every single comment. We love hearing from you.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. It really means a lot.
Keep practicing, keep showing up, and remember, natural comes with time. You're already on your way.
See you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.